There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, January 19th. We get ready for our final two games of the NFL divisional round here today. We'll preview those. We'll talk about yesterday's games. How did you fare in the matchups last night, yesterday, if you will, between, of course, the Houston Texans and Kansas City Chiefs. We saw Kansas City put up a good battle there and take it down last night against Houston there and got the money for most. Despite that safety at the end, you might have actually ended up on a 9 or even a 9.5 yesterday. Tell me if it went for you or against you, one way or the other, with Kansas City and Houston. Did anybody here get fortunate with Houston or be unlucky with Kansas City, or vice versa? Did they get it early and get that win with KC? That was a strange play there at the end. We kind of saw it coming, but nonetheless, the victory there by Kansas City by 9 points right at the end. Hopefully you didn't tune out when the score was on 11 there yesterday. Kansas City will advance here to the AFC Championship game. And then last night, what a performance by Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. Terrific performance, actually. Daniels looking like the best quarterback in the league. He looks like he could put himself up there with the two guys we'll see today with Mahomes. He looks the part. What can you say? This looks like one of the most poised rookies you've ever seen, leading his team here into the NFC Championship game. Really leaves you with your jaw on the floor when you watch him play. There were lots of other great things that happened yesterday, certainly for the Commanders in their strong performance, getting that win against Detroit. And Jared Goff, he had some issues, certainly, with some poor plays and maybe some poor coaching there, maybe some zealous coaching, if you will. I don't know if it's all going to fall on the coaching there, but great job by the Commanders. Let's give credit where credit is due. Yesterday, the Commanders getting that win on the road at Detroit. Really big disappointment, certainly, for Detroit when you got it looking like the team to beat, the team that's going to take it all the way, right? It just feels like, a missed opportunity there for the Detroit Lions. So, number one seeds, it's not all it's cracked up to be. They don't always come through here. And look, this is the 6th year where the number one seed gets a first round bye in the NFL playoffs. In the last 5 years, those number one seeds are just 4-6 against the spread in those games. So Chiefs go to the AFC title game for the 7th year in a row, and a newcomer here for the first time. Man, can you believe how long it's been for the Washington franchise, if you will? 33 years since their appearance in the NFC Championship game, ironically, against those Detroit Lions. So we've got two of the teams decided. We'll get two more today. And, well, the news is out. I think everyone's seen what's going on here. It's about the weather today for sure, especially in Philadelphia, where it's looking like it's getting a little bit dicey here as we approach this early kickoff at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific. Got anybody can report boots on the ground, if you will? What is the scene right now? We know it feels like it's coming in. Here at this point in Philadelphia with likely snowy conditions here today. Does kind of show clear, but maybe towards the end of the game is when that snow could kind of become a factor. So we'll see. Right now, it might be a close call there, but it does look pretty dicey nonetheless. Some of the forecasts say it may hold off throughout the game, but man, that satellite picture looks a little bit intimidating. So we'll see. Rams and Philly, followed by another cold one, Baltimore and Buffalo. I think we'll avoid any treacherous weather, just very bitter cold conditions there. 15 to 17 degrees. It feels like they're saying, it feels like the temperature is, probably feels colder than that in Buffalo today when the Ravens take on the Bills. All right. Let me say hello to a few folks in the chat and get started with our show here a little bit. Chat already popping here on a Sunday with yesterday's action. Curtis is in here today. Sir Mackey ready to go with us. How about Abel firing us up in the chat? Thomas Lewis, as always, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Share it, like it, and make sure that you're subscribed here to the channel. Hopefully you caught us last night. I wasn't in the group, but hopefully you caught the live companion coverage of UFC 311. We did have that adjustment there at the end with that main event substitution. And it all went down just fine there in the main event for Islam Makhachev in the matchup there last night with Moicano, and of course the main event, and I don't know, the co-main event, I guess, with Nurmagomedov over Merab Dvalishvili. So interesting results last night here in the UFC, and we had the companion coverage yesterday with the guys. I had more winners than losers, but I don't think I escaped the juice on some of those favorites last night that we saw. So you may have caught some of the action here with the guys on the pay-per-view last night. So, all right. Did I get it right? No, Umar lost. That's right. It was Umar losing that fight to Dvalishvili there yesterday, talking about that incredible stamina that Dvalishvili showed in that fight last night. Also, Jamal Hill lost. I had Hill last night. I did have Rainier de Ridder, the South African, with the win there last night. Peyton Talbot got upset. The guy shaved his head. He aged about 10 years, and he looked nothing like he did as a younger fighter fighting inferior opponents there as he stepped up in class a little bit. But we did have some winners with Almeida, with Guskov, Grant Dawson by decision. We had that one. Also started the card off with a couple of winners by decision last night. So it was a pretty okay card, I thought, and didn't quite go my way profitability wise there, but nonetheless decent time, and the guys made it fun for me to watch the event last night. All right, let me continue on here with some folks in the chat and continue on with Robert here. Joe W is here today. Abel's talking Premier League action. I've already seen a couple of goals here from Brighton, from Forest just scored as we were coming on the air here. There's also some action going on right now in Italy. I've got a couple of games on here. La Liga's underway today. Bundesliga about to kick off here in a few minutes. So a nice slate of Sunday action on the pitch. All right, and let's see here. AOD is here today. He's ready to, I think he's ready to win, I think is what he's saying in the chat. And Dirty Reg is here today. He said he had the Lions team total under in that one. And man, could you believe the scoring in that game in the uh, first half and the way things were going there in that one? I noticed at halftime, I said, man, they offered a prop on one of the books that said what was it was 70, 75 to 1 or something like that, but would it be the most points ever in an NFL game? There they would have to score 114, I think, to do that. But at halftime, why not? It was a what was it, 31-21 or something like that at halftime. Outrageous there yesterday. And let's see what else. Peaceful Looter says he's ready to check all the score. He doesn't even watch the games. He does it the next day. I'll go over a few winners and losers yesterday in college basketball here. There was I thought, some high-level action. We did have it right on, at least here on the show. We gave out a double winner, and one of those we gave out two, I don't know, SGPs yesterday. We did get the first one right with Alabama and Kentucky, Alabama and over in a 102-97 game. Huge score there last night with Alabama and Kentucky. Vanderbilt knocked off Tennessee in an upset, 76-75. They held on for the win, but the crowd was into it there. Vandy with a sellout with Tennessee coming in, and Vandy got the win. Mississippi State over Ole Miss in overtime. Man, what a weekend of overtime games. Also, Missouri rocked Arkansas, led by 17 at halftime, and Arkansas is looking pretty bad, though, actually, as the SEC continues to roll here a little bit. 9 of the top 25, 30 teams are in the SEC here right now, so we'll probably put every team but Mississippi State in the tournament, it feels like. Creighton upset UConn. We did have a winner there with Creighton yesterday. Or let's see, what was it? Let me pull up some of these. Maybe I should look at the scores here a little bit with the action yesterday. And we did have some nice winners here on the show. Also, some other close finals. Xavier over Marquette. There as Musketeers win that one. Never trailed in that game. Stanford upset North Carolina. ACC was all about the upsets. Clemson beat Pittsburgh in overtime, 78-75. Duke is 7-0. Clemson and Louisville 7-1. Wake Forest is 6-1. So those are 4 teams that are tournament bound for sure. Big 12 action. Texas Tech rocked Arizona 70-54. Houston edged Central Florida 69-68 for their 10th straight win yesterday. And West Coast Conference action, I said Santa Clara, the old rival of Gonzaga. Now, not necessarily their closest rival in that conference, but I was just making a comparison. I mean, of course, you could, talk about St. Mary's and the rivalry with Gonzaga, but Santa Clara also was in that group there for several years. And after Gonzaga lost to Oregon State, I said they were vulnerable in that game, and we gave out Santa Clara on the show, and they were able to beat Gonzaga 103-99. My San Diego State team lost to UNLV at home. They're not as good as I thought they were, so they're kind of going down a little bit. One other big double overtime game, George Mason and George Washington, the battle of the Jorges, and George Washington led by 10 in the second half and ended up losing in double overtime as the Patriots continue to roll. And they are 5-1 in the A-10 right now. And, that might be good enough. They might have to win their conference tournament kind of to get it done. So Big Ten action, Purdue beat Oregon 65-58. And good game last night. Also Belmont over Evansville 85-82. All right. Might not go over too much of the action in college ball. It'd take a while here, and we can knock it off this show in kind of relatively quick fashion with our light card here today. But also action last night. here for me, just cover the records, maybe how we did with our premium selections here on Winnable. Pretty busy day in college basketball. I ended up 2 games over 500, so we'll take a little bit of a profit there. 4-1 in the NHL and 1-0 in our NBA picks. I didn't have a premium pick in the NFL on Winnable, but 13-8 record with our picks at winnable.com. So if you'd like my picks today, why don't you consider going over to winnable.com? I have my best plays over there today. Coming up for our card here on Sunday, and you can subscribe to my plays for just $4 a day, $8 a week, or $19.95 a month. Even less when you use the promo code STEAM. You get my picks for about 50 cents a day. Over there, it's additional content here when it gets busy. Today on Sunday, you might be able to navigate this yourself, but if you like some more plays from me, plays that I'm betting on here, I play heavy volume. I play the landscape of college basketball for sure, and you get some extra plays from me there today in the major sports. I have a free subscription over there as well to get some action there. We did have some plays in tennis last night, came through with a few winners and with some good, exciting action in the Australian Open last night. If you missed it or weren't up and watching like I was, it was Novak Djokovic with the win last night. He was able to beat Yuri Lechka and kind of stormed off there. He was upset with the crowd because you know how it is when you're, just a god like Djokovic, and we just hinge on his every move. We just want to know what this guy's thinking at all times. We just want to be so subservient to all of his needs there. So he had to skip the on-court interview because he doesn't like some broadcaster that said something a couple of days ago, not even related to the tournament or anything. I guess it was related to the tournament, but he said no thank you to the post-match interview and just said a thank you to the crowd and walked off last night. So good on you, Novak. You wonder why you don't have many fans. I know there are a few fans out there, but great player, just pretty stiff on the personality for sure, and that's just been his way. So also last night late it was Zverev advancing over Ugo Humbert. We saw Coco Gauff win as well, moving into the next round here. It'll be Gauff and Badosa. As Badosa advanced, she'll be about a 350 favorite in their match. And also be Sabalenka advancing. She'll be a minus 1,000 favorite over Pavlyuchenkova in the next round. So action at the Aussie Open continues today. Say hello to a few more folks in the chat as we get ready to go. Trevor Davis as well. Doubles is here today. He said, right, I teasing doubles here, and I think he's actually saying it on purpose like this, right? The NFL, the NFC Central. Remember when it was called that with these teams? And yeah, 0-3, get out of here. A lot of people talking about how great that division was. I don't know, is my friend in here right now talking NFC North? Because, they fizzled out big time there. Doubles called it there. And, I did hit a nice prop yesterday across the street with the guys. And Robert said, I kind of flopped on a couple of them as well. But I had Detroit to rock. Certainly did get one nice prop there across the street yesterday with Travis Kelce over 69.5 receiving yards. Hopefully you caught me on that morning NFL show over there. We did give out an alternate prop there with Travis Kelce over 69.5 receiving yards. He got that in the first half. I should have ramped him up a little bit. And I did miss one last night, but it wasn't without trying, as I had Tim Patrick over 39.5 receiving yards. I should have just took his regular yards at 21.5. He finished with 22 yards. The thing was that last pass intercepted there by Washington at the end of the game was ticketed for Patrick into the end zone. It was intercepted. It would have got the prop home for sure there yesterday, as 2 passes intended for Patrick ended up as the interceptions for Goff. So I missed on that one, but I'm coming at it hard tonight with a couple more big props over there on that show. So I'll have my plays also here in just a little bit. JPZ, thank you for everything. Uh, Peaceful Looter, he's ready to go there with some of his action. Fernando here today as well. Cash Kane's with us. And Lex is here. Ziggy's here as well. Thank you. PZ, yeah, there was some there. Yeah, thanks for setting me straight on that. I kind of, I kind of got confused there with the kind of the switcheroo there at the end. We knew they were already. We talked about it yesterday on the show. How the main event had changed there yesterday. Dirty Red just fell asleep last night. Maybe I should have went to bed there instead of. They weren't bad fights there certainly yesterday. All right, a few more here. Donut Silks in the chat. Philly Eagle Flyers ready for a cold one there today in Philly. Let me know on the weather up there. And I want to just make sure I say hi to everybody. Oldies here today as well. All right, we'll get ready to start the show here. Art Tom's joining in. David Wallace as well. Thank you, everybody. Let's try to have a good show here today and talk about our big games here. Again, I think we can manage this show if I just stop talking here and get rolling with the show. We can get this done pretty quickly. You think I just want to stay here all day the way I keep talking with you guys, but hey, I want to get us in and out as well sometimes, but I always appreciate and enjoy being in front of all of you guys. So really, thank you. Okay, let's get rolling with the action. Why not? As we go with the Rams and the Eagles, we previewed it as far as the conditions are concerned, and I hope I have it right. I guess I could try to check it again here a little bit as we get going. I was reading the forecast probably about 2 hours ago, actually, but I saw that satellite imagery and saw the comments of the sports weatherman. I almost want to look again right now and see if he's released anything here. We're a few hours away, so maybe that his latest update is about what we're still going to see here, but kind of do want to check out the weather right now. And I guess it still looks like the same forecast anyway for the game. So we'll see if it does get there before the game, during the game, or after the game here today. With the Eagles hosting the Rams come in 11-7 into this one. They've won 10 of their last 13 games. They look like it looks like they've had about 3 or 4 different seasons this year, the way they've been kind of up and down, but they're back on a heater here, if you will, after that 1-4 start. The Rams here come in, I think, with all their pieces seemingly in place here right now, and an improving defense for sure, a young defense with a budding star as well. That may be where their biggest improvement has been. They just needed to be healthy kind of on offense, it feels like, and then kind of gear up with maybe some defense that could gel together a little bit. And I think that's what we've seen kind of with the Rams. They've proven it in some of those games, right? Even the ugly ones. Remember the game against the Dolphins, that 6-3, was it? This season, the Rams are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games as an underdog, and Stafford, of course, is 5-1 in his career in the postseason with the Rams. For the Eagles here, I mean, we know that their expectations are high for sure. 15-3, they won 13 of their last 14 games, went 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 games overall. Jalen Hurts has a 3-3 career record in 6 playoff performances. Philly, despite an 8-1 record at home this season, is just 5-4 against the spread overall this season. So snow is, I would say, expected. It's just a matter of when it gets there right now, and that's maybe what I just don't quite have clear yet here. I would like to be a little bit better for you on that, but I didn't study meteorology too much, and I'm just going by what I see here. So, all right, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. The Rams are 2-3, 1-3-1 against the spread in their last 5 trips to Philadelphia. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. Philly's been an under at home for sure. They've gone under in 7 of their 9 home games this season, and the Rams have gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. So, what do you see here? The totals dropped 2 points for sure. I would think based on this weather forecast today, because we were dealing with mostly 44s here until the last couple of days when it looked like the weather would be a bit treacherous here today. So 3 Eastern, noon Pacific NBC game here with the Rams and the Eagles. Go to the chat. Let's see what you guys have in this one today. Going to start it off here, I think, with going to be some Eagles action, it looks like here. Here we go. I think we got it right. Let me get back here. Here we go. Bill Eagle Flyer. Oh my gosh, 4 to 6 inches of snow. The snow starts at noon Eastern. That means in just a couple of hours from now. That'll put snow. I don't know. Could it stop before the game? Here's Thomas on Philadelphia. JPZ says, "Fly Eagles, fly." And Ziggy here is on the Eagles in this one. He'll lay the points. Thomas says, no Philly Eagles first half, maybe. Cash King's got a prop. Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown. I was banking on the receivers on my prop. I knew the weather was treacherous. I just thought it would be cold and clear and not as much snow, I think. Here's Abel says Eagles and under. David says Eagles somehow. Thomas says that's it. The Eagles are a consensus play today. All right. Well, I guess that settles it. I'll just take the Eagles. The consensus plays on the Eagles. Kind of like the Eagles here. I'm cautioning, I think, for me, maybe the conditions could be a little bit too much for the Rams. Here it does feel like they're a pretty sharp cover overall, but maybe it will be a little bit too much for them to overcome. I mean, they're a pretty good team, certainly, but I'm gonna roll with the chat here in this one. Trust you guys to get it home here. I like the total in this one, so let me side with the chat. I'm not gonna go against you guys at this point, even though we did. We got it. Look. On the show yesterday, on the screen, whatever, we were showing an 8.5, right? We weren't showing a 9 out there or anything at the time. So I'm going to give the chat a victory yesterday for sure in that game. Like I said, latecomers probably took a loss or a push in that game yesterday, the first game overall. Bill Eagle Flyers got some Barkley props here. Rich Stubbs, hello, my friend. He says go first half over. He says they'll win, but I don't know if they'll cover. Thomas says he's got Barkley for the longest rush of the game. And we know what he means with Barkley there, but we could put Charles in there too. Abel likes the under here in this one now that he got it at 44.5. He saw it coming, got a good number for sure. And Dirty Red says these are two teams that actually have some defenses compared to those teams yesterday, right? Trevor, I think, here is on the Eagles. Thomas says get the snow blowers out, clear the field. And Jermaine says it's nice right now there. Robert's got the Eagles and under. Rich Stubbs got Barkley to rush for over 100. He says going to have a big day here for some of the receptions as well. So, look, I went with a big prop today, a little bit of a breaker at 6-1. I did take Smith and Brown to combine for over 200 yards, but it might be difficult in condition. Wouldn't be difficult anyways. I go with a big prop there at 6-1 today as my big bomb. But all right, Johnny says that Bovada has already moved this one to 7 now here at minus 105. I'm showing 3/4 of the tickets on the Eagles here in this one. The total's relatively split, it feels like. All right. And Beastful Layer says he's going to take Hurts there, it looks like. Johnny Walker's willing to try the Rams here. There we go. Sir Mackey said this might be it for Stafford. Ziggy says the public is on the Rams here today. Okay, I stand corrected. I use the line service and their public ticket percentage. I like to use tickets. The line service that I use combines a number of books altogether. At least, some people say they make it up. I guess they'd be making it up for like 1% of the public that actually pays attention to those type of numbers. But I thought it was the public was on the Eagles here. Stand corrected. Thank you, Ziggy. All right. And Thomas says, I think he likes that Barkley over 19.5 there, I think is what he's saying. Okay, Dirty Reg here, Rams team total over. Says they'll get 20 here today. Donut still looks like a 30-20 big. That would work for me, Donut. That would work for me. All right. Philly Eagle Flyer says Goddard and Brown get short passes. Barkley and Hurts are going to run, and that's how they'll win the game. And we got a goal here in Italy with Lecce over Cagliari here. A goal for Lecce. Fit crowd going here on the road, but they got some supporters there. All right, you guys. Appreciate it. I guess that's it in this one. I'm going to just roll with the chat. I don't mind. I like it. I'll take the Eagles here. And, we're going to have to lay a little bit here. And like I said, a great year for the Rams. They've done a great job. But I'm going to side with the chat in this one. Take the Eagles today. All right. I think you guys are finished. Don't see any more comments coming in. Let's move to the late game. Well, hey, the games were okay, right? I think even if it turned out to be kind of ugly for Washington there and Kansas City, they were still fun games. But this one has all the makings. It feels like here today when the Ravens take on the Bills. Wow. In this one, the Ravens favored here by 1. The total 51.5. I guess it's clear skies of what I'm seeing here. Just bitterly cold. Here in this one, I know those Buffalo owners are rich and, you want to have a great new stadium outdoor, of course, in Buffalo, but why wouldn't, I don't know. I'd probably go for the retractable roof just in case. Why not? You don't want to have, maybe it is an advantage. That's what it is for Buffalo. And I'm a purist. I want them to have an outdoor stadium too, but maybe for some games in the playoffs, when you have this talented of a team, you don't want to take any chances. But maybe it'll be who can handle the cold better. And with these two stud quarterbacks, look, we know Lamar's been in some cold games already, facing up against some good quarterbacks. So I don't think that's a problem necessarily. But I want to see these teams perform at their best. Here, and maybe they'll still be fine. When it gets cold, that's still okay. They'll be okay to run around and do their thing. Let's talk about this one with the Bills and the Ravens. Man, this feels like a conference championship level game for sure here today. You guys can go ahead and start to come in with the chat and your picks, but Baltimore has won their last 4 games here. They've been scoring massive points. It was 4 or 5. They're on a roll here, no doubt. So they've been scoring big time points, averaging nearly 34, 35 points a game here. It seems like of late. The Ravens are 6-2 against the spread their last 8 games on the road. The Bills come in 14-4. They've won 11 of their last 13, and also 9-4 against the spread in those 13 games. This is the first time the Bills have ever been a home underdog in the playoffs out of all those years, playing home games when they were reaching Super Bowls. And they weren't always a home field advantage, but a lot of times they were. And just feels like the Bills have to use this home field advantage a little bit to kind of get over the hump. Because I've heard a lot of talk about, look, it's a coin flip. I get all that, but maybe the Ravens are getting a lot of wise guy support, or maybe just talking head support. It feels like right now, even though this is a coin flip game, maybe it's because the Bills lost to the Ravens back in Week 4. 35-10. Remember, the Bills were a 2.5-point dog, but they lost that game at Baltimore. There in that one, the Ravens had 270 yards rushing in that game and outgained Buffalo by nearly 200 yards. The Bills could only manage 236 yards in the game. Baltimore has won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. The Ravens are 1-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 4 trips to Buffalo. This series has gone under in 5 of the last 7 meetings. Baltimore, though, is 13-5 to the over this year, despite what we think about their defense, because that's been their kind of their theme, over the years has been a great defense, but right now it's been about Derrick Henry and this offense. Now, one thing I did say when I made my appearance yesterday on that show across the street was I thought that, look, I understand that the Ravens have a top 5 rushing defense, probably even a top 3 rushing defense, but I like Cook in this game to cook here. I know he's going to have to go up against that staunch defense, but I think the cold conditions could lead to effective running and effectively opening up this game despite the cold conditions. As long as that snow stays away, I think we're going to see a wild game. I without question, I think as long as there's not some type of interference from Mother Nature, I still think that these teams. I don't know if it'll get up to that score yesterday of Washington and Detroit. If I were to pick the highest scoring game of the weekend between the 4 games, I'd pick this one, even over the one that had the 55 total yesterday. But obviously, that one had more points than that, a ton of points. I think this one's going to have a ton of points too. So go ahead and let me see what you guys have in this one. Jackson just 3-4 straight up in his 7 playoff games in his career. Harbaugh's 13-10 in his career as coach in the postseason. So Baltimore, talk about it. They've held the last 4 teams to only about 65 yards rushing per game. But I don't think Henry is going to be having. Look, if anybody, I've been talked about a little bit on these circles a little bit for having that big prop on Henry last week, and I love Derrick Henry. We all do, but I'll look today to maybe he'll have a tough time even outgaining James Cook. I like Cook to have a strong game against even that strong defense. I mean, you can't always, just fall in line and say, hey, this team they are great defensively and against the run, but I'm going to take the Bills to be able to open up some holes here. Okay, let me get back to the action here with you guys in the chat. Flynn is here today. He said, don't get cooked, Ramon. Go with that Rams spread on that other game. All right. And Bo's heading down there. I think Bo's heading to the game there. He's at the border. He's heading down there to Buffalo. And Tom says, Hey, good morning to Tom. That's what he's saying. Ziggy says under here in this one. Rich has the Bills money line and the under. David Wallace on the Bills. Bills and under for Thomas. There's a lot of Bills here. I don't know if it's a. Sure, we'll see some Ravens, won't we? I just said that people were going with the Ravens, and so far on the chat, you guys are kind of on the Bills here a little bit. Bo says if the Eagles get it done, he thinks the Bills will get it done. Philly Eagle Flyers says, how about a defensive touchdown in that Eagle game? All right. Trevor is going over here, I think, in this particular one. He thinks it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it sounds crazy, right, Trevor? I mean, it's 51 total. We're expecting a lot of points, and I don't know, are the book's going to, move up the line to try to attract under action? I think they're just afraid of the public going over, maybe. Robert's on the Ravens money line here. And I think, Thomas says, he says, he's going to put his money on the Ravens, but he thinks the Bills are going to. Is that a hedge? Here, Thomas. No, you go with your gut. I don't mind that. Bo likes the over here. Jermaine says under with the completions there for our man. Abel's got the Henry props here. Fernando says anytime touchdown for. Look, I mean, he's a touchdown machine. He's got 12 touchdowns this season, and he's had a 3-touchdown game and a 2-touchdown game. All right, Philly Eagle Flyers going to go Eagles money line and Bills. That's a plus there, so he's teasing it. Gotcha. Cash Kane likes the Ravens. And Andrews anytime touchdown there. Abel says take Cook in his carries and combo yards over, rushing and receiving. Robert Franklin likes the over as well. And all right. Abel likes that ATD. Robert's on Baltimore here. Could it go OT today? Robert's got Josh Allen for a couple of touchdown passes. Good props here from everybody today. I ended up on another wild prop here. I don't know if I can pull this one off either, but I was playing a little bit of game theory over there. They have a little standings, and I got to bet the thing. So I tried to pick something I could hit big that wasn't a big money prop, but I took a 675 here with Henry, Cook, Jackson, and Allen to combine for 350 yards and at least 3 touchdowns. So that pays 675. That'd be the 2 running backs with Henry and Cook, and the 2 quarterbacks, Jackson and Allen, to combine for 349, over 349 and a half, and over 2.5 touchdowns at plus 675. And I should clarify, the over 2.5 touchdowns is rushing and receiving. So Henry and Cook, they could catch a touchdown pass to help that, but I don't know if that would be the case, but that was what the prop was anyway. Abel says Everton has another goal here in their matchup today. Right now, Everton leading Tottenham 3-0. And Forest on top of Southampton 3-0 as well here. Brighton and Man U are tied at 1. All right. How about Kincaid to get over in his receiving yards, and Henry over 90. And Toucan like the prop as well. Smoke says where to get it. I got it at Bovada. We can say those sports books over here. It's in their specials category. There was one even bigger than that. I just thought there was one actually, I think, smaller than that too. But I think I needed a 6-1 or so if I want to make up the leaderboard a little bit over there. So, all right, see if you guys got anything else here in this one. Otherwise, we'll move on to the NBA. But Did I make my call here in this one? We didn't have a consensus or anything, obviously, here, a little back and forth with you guys. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I'm going to kind of just ride the home field here a little bit. I agree with everyone. It's a toss-up. Should be a pretty great game. Wish I was a strong enough handicapper to have more conviction on this one. It's going to be my free play here, but I think Buffalo finally gets it done. I don't know. I thought I was feeling contrarian with the Buffalo pick, but obviously there's enough Buffalo support in here still, and I'll take the Bills today. All right. I think most of our actions in the NBA today, other than the big football games, of course. So let's go for it with our 7-game card here.
Final.
Did see some steam here a little bit. I don't think there'll be that much as we're on the show here, but one game did come in. It was Illinois and Michigan State. Steam here to the over. This one's at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It was 156. And we're up to 157 right now in the matchup with the Ravens, with the Illini and Michigan State here on the Morning Steam Show. I think that was really just about it as far as what was going on as I was coming in. Okay, let's get to the NBA tonight. We did have some winners, like I said last night in the NBA. We had one play on my winnable account yesterday here with the Houston Rockets on the road. That's all I could manage with one play, but Team Steam Consensus did win with the Atlanta Hawks in that great game over the Boston Celtics, that overtime game. Atlanta got the money there against the Hawks. So we were on it again. Nate, you out there? I know you said another smash spot yesterday, but the Celtics continue to play to that form. Look, they're great. It's just that they, kind of pace themselves. And that's not a bad thing, right? I think it's kind of a championship way a little bit, but still losing that game. They're losing ground, and it might be too hard here. Look, there's still a half a season left, but you're letting Cleveland to kind of get away a little bit. So might be tough for them moving forward. Okay, winners on the show yesterday, though, included the Indiana Pacers. We had them yesterday here as a winner on the show, but the show picks weren't that good in the NBA, I'll tell you for sure. Okay, see who else we got in here right now. Hey, hello to Adam Hurley in the chat. he does not like Mr. Curry. Okay. I got you, Adam. Okay, let's go NBA. Here we go. And let's roll with this card here and start it off with the Spurs at the Heat in this one at 3:10 Eastern, noon Pacific time. So, yeah, we got a little bit of overlap here in these games today for sure, with the NBA card going right up against the NFL. And I see a goal here. Oh, no, okay, that's a replay. All right, here we go with the action in the NBA today, with the Spurs coming in 19-21. The Heat are 20-20. These guys met in the NBA Finals once, remember? Miami has won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams overall. Miami comes in on a 3-game losing streak right now. Losses to Denver, LA, and LA. LA, they meet today, LA and LA. San Antonio's actually lost their last 2 games, both to Memphis. They didn't cover here. They were favored in one of them. They were underdogs in the other, remember? But it was Memphis that won them both. The Spurs are 8-3-1 against the spread in their last 12 games here in Miami. So usually the Heat are favored, and they're just favored by too many points, and the Spurs are usually able to get the money. So will that happen today here? The Spurs are 10-8 against the spread on the road. Miami just 3-7 against the spread at home. In their last 10 games, 8-10 against the spread at home. So Miami definitely a bit of an over team here thus far. They're 11-7 to the over at home. Maybe the Spurs kind of trickle under, but they're still 9-8-1 to the over on the road. So see what you guys might do in this one with San Antonio and Miami here. I think they met once already this season. Let's see here. Miami won at 120 to 117 as a 5.5 point favorite. So the Spurs actually got the money. And let's take a look here at the chat and see what you guys have in this one. Call up some numbers here maybe, and I could go over a few more things, but here we go. I think you got some comments from you guys. Thomas is on San Antonio here. Rich is on the Spurs.
Final.
Here, Ziggy likes the Heat. Elliot likes the Heat. So we're all over the place in this one. Tom likes the Heat. Jermaine's got some props here. Doge says, how are the Heat favorites here in this one? Rich likes the over. Abel says, get me the Spurs on the money line. Cash Kane likes the Heat on the money line. Charlie Walker likes the Spurs. Robert just says, give me the under. We don't know who's going where or what. I'm on the under with Robert. I think in this one, Miami has gone over in 4 straight games at home, but I'm going to take the under here at 218. Let me make sure of this one now. 219.5. We've seen pretty much a steady under in this game, a steady move to the under. So I think that move is probably right here. And I'll just end up on the under in this one. All right, here we go. Next up, we got the Nuggets taking on the Magic here. The Nuggets are favored on the road by 7.5 now, and the total 221.5. Definitely seeing a move here to the Nuggets right now. Maybe even 8 here at some spots. So the Nuggets taking the action here today, and well, I don't know. It's Orlando that's seems to be the better spread team long term, right? They're 14-7 against the spread at home. Yeah, the Nuggets have covered 7 of their last 10 games. They've been much better of late. They're not a good cover necessarily. They're 20-20 against the spread, 13-15 against the spread as a favorite. But Orlando's won 3 straight meetings with Denver, and Orlando's also covered the spread in 7 straight games against the Nuggets. So, yeah, these are East-West team. They only meet twice a year, but Orlando's been, we know, pretty tough. Now, Magic is just 7-12 against the spread overall. They're usually better as a favorite than they are as a dog, but again, Denver, you lump them kind of in there with Boston a little bit, it feels like. Just a team that, wants to get it done. They don't necessarily, have the determination to get some of these extended numbers, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Now, in addition to the steam coming in on Denver, definitely there from 6 to 7.5, we did see the steam also come in on the under here, showing 222 on the screen, but it looks like there's mostly 221.5 out there. DraftKings is still at 222, shaded to the under here, but I got to take the Orlando Magic in this one, plus the points at home. Look, they've been the terrific, surprising team through all the ups and downs of this personnel here a little bit. Still not completely healthy with Franz Wagner out, and they might have issues today too. Suggs is out, Harris is out, Batads is out, so that's probably part of the equation here for this line moving on the Nuggets. And more likely, Nikola Jokic, who has that elbow injury, he is probable for this game. Aaron Gordon also probable here in this one. So maybe that's what you're seeing here with the Nuggets. Look, the Nuggets are top 3 scoring team here, it feels like. And I don't know about that steam move necessarily to the under today, but I'll take the Magic as my play here. Let me go to the chat. I should have waited to see what you guys have in this one, but all right. Denver here in the over, it looks like, for Elliott. And Fernando likes his Nuggets. Jermaine handing out some stats here. Rich says, take the Nuggets, basically, because I think Joker's in there. So I'll just say, here, take them. That's what he's saying. Peaceful looter. Maybe I should just say peaceful looter. But Ziggy's on the Magic. Rich is on the under. And Thomas says, I didn't mention Banchero was back. Well, he's been back for a few games. So, we had talked about it, I think, when he did return. So I wasn't too concerned with updating it. But obviously, it's a huge factor here. You would just wish they were all healthy. Here's Robert on the match. All right. Rich likes Banchero's prop. Robert does like the over. Robert McCormick liking the over. Rich says, Sundays, the guys are watching football in the locker room. They got a bunch of DraftKings bets going. Tom says on the Magic here. I think that's it for you guys. I'm taking the Magic as my play in this one. All right. Like I said, it's been a big, Orlando 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 matchups with Denver. But Denver 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread on the road in their last 5 games. So maybe that's part of it too. Here's a play on the Nugs, or on the Magic for Peaceful Looter. All right. Continue on here with our card today, the 76ers and the Bucks. Got the Sixers coming in 15-25. The Bucks come in 23-17. Philadelphia hasn't fared too well against the Bucks, and that's before the downtrodden, before the Sixers became so downtrodden. The Bucks have won 3 in a row. They're starting to pick it up here. They've had a couple of winning streaks here of late. The Sixers are on a losing streak here with no end in sight, it feels like right now. And not only that, Philadelphia 2-7 in their last 9 games against Milwaukee, 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 games against Milwaukee here in Milwaukee. It's been a tough place for them to play. Bucks have won 5 straight meetings between the two teams. Bucks have also gone over in 5 straight games right now, but the Sixers, not only are they not winning, they're not covering as well, and the Bucks are getting the money here with their covers of late. So can you do it today? Are you willing to do it? Are you on the Sixers here in this one? Let's go to the chat and see. We're looking at this line is so stale here. Let me update this at 12.5. Joel Embiid's still out, so we already knew that. So I don't think that's necessarily a factor here. 12.5, 223.5 maybe here right now. So I've got to update that. Maybe update that line here for sure. Giannis is on the injury list. He's listed as probable, however. But in addition, for the Sixers to the Embiid injury, you've got Martin questionable, Lowry questionable, Paul George questionable. And for the Bucks, Middleton is probable here in this one. So go ahead if you guys have a pick here today with the Bucks. Yeah, and tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Bucks and the Sixers here. The Bucks starting to get this money. Here's Bucks and under here for Elliott. Toucan likes Bucks in the first quarter. Jermaine says the Greek over in his assist in 7 of the last 10. I think those are just stats. I don't know if he's got a play there. Rich says Bucks cover, and it goes under. Ziggy's on the Bucks. And Fernando's got a little soccer action there. Robert likes the over in this one. Tom likes the Bucks. A lot of Bucks support in this game from the chat here, it looks like. Despite the fact that I moved the line on you 2 points, but you guys had it right there, signaling the 12.5 here in this one. So, all right, I'm going to agree with you guys. I'm going to take the Bucks here in this one. I'll lay those points. You guys seem to be hot on it. And yeah, I was considering at 10.5. I was going to put that one in as a premium, but I'm going to shift here a little bit. I'm going to move to the Bucks on the show, laying the extra 2 point. Oh, and Thomas says we've got a consensus. Oh, if I'd have known that, I might have went with the total here, but maybe I'll just save the total now. I was kind of split whether or not I could go premium on the side or the total. And now with this move on the Bucks, I'll just take the Bucks. But we're on them here as well with the Team Steam consensus. So give me the Bucks with you guys in this one. All right. Next up, let's go to the Nets taking on the Thunder here with the Thunder. Big time favorite, 17 points. 17.5 here right now at some spots. So total 230, 2, is that right here? 215, 216.5. It looks like it's gone up here a little bit right now. Let me update that line with the Nets and the Thunder here today in this one at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific as well. The Thunder been covering games big time here of late. Let me get one steam move here in real quick. I just want to get these in. Cleveland State, IU, Indianapolis. Steam move to the under here right now. It was 140. We're down to 139 or lower here. Cleveland State, IU, Indy. Steam to the under. All right. Oklahoma City, they just beat up on these teams, though, these really subpar teams, it feels like. And Oklahoma City covering spreads big time right now at home. They've covered 6 straight games at home right now. Oklahoma City just lost at Dallas 108 to 98, 106 to 98 last time out couple of nights ago, but before that they were on a winning streak. They are big time spread winner this season, 15-6 against the spread at home. But Brooklyn 16-8-1 against the spread on the road. So they're a team that definitely gives a great account of themselves and hangs in there quite frequently, especially getting these numbers. But Thunder, we know where we stand in this game. It's just a matter of can you stomach laying the points or you're willing to take it here with the Nets. As far as the total is concerned in this one, maybe these two teams just tend to trickle under a little bit, but Brooklyn has gone over in 6 of their last 9 games on the road right now. Let's go to you guys, see what you have in this one. Brooklyn and the Nets. All right. Brooklyn here for Thomas. He's concerned about SGA right now in this game tonight. But I would say for me, I've got him as questionable with that wrist injury. He could take off this game just to get right and get healthy, right? Should be able to win this one even without him. They do have Hartenstein still out, however. For the Nets, Cam Thomas still out. Johnson questionable here in this one. So let's see here. Rich says, look, if SGA is out, you got to take the under in this game, it feels like. Peaceful Looter says, I think he was talking about that other game there. Here's Peaceful Looter, minus 17 here. Ziggy's on the Nets. Robert's on the under here in this one. Elliott's on Brooklyn. And Robert says, why not try OKC in the first half here with OKC off a loss? And they're back home now. Fernando says, Nets team total under. Too easy. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Elliott likes the under, though. And Tom Reghard likes the Nets in this one. I'm going to take the Thunder to rock here, actually, and bomb the Nets tonight. don't think I'd go with a premium here, but I like the total. I think it's going to make my card somehow. And Cam's text here says if Cam plays and SGA doesn't, then I can get on Brooklyn. So a lot of you guys are going to wait for the injury report on this one for sure. And I'll move on to the next one, I think. With the Bulls and the Trailblazers, saw that stat a moment ago in the chat on the Trailblazers, but you do have the Bulls here, still going to be a road favorite. They're up to 6.5 here. Wow. They were as low as -3 on the opener here in this one. The total currently at 236 or so in this one. So the Bulls are a bit of a runaway favorite, it does feel like here today. Lonzo Ball, he might rest in this one. We didn't mention LiAngelo there. Was he the one that jinxed the Lions there yesterday, performing his great song that I love there at the Lions game yesterday to try to fire up the crowd? Didn't work out. Their little theme song. Maybe LiAngelo was a curse to the Lions. Anyways, Lonzo might rest in this game today. Often needs a frequent rest right now. THT questionable as well. Carter is doubtful for the Bulls. Zach LaVine probable. And for the Blazers, Avdija's questionable. Ayton's questionable. And we'll go to the chat, see what you guys have here in this one with Chicago and Portland. Chicago's won 5 straight meetings with Portland. They are on a 4-game losing streak coming into this one, a 4-game losing streak this season right now. Losses to Charlotte, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Sacramento, and they failed to cover the spread. They were favored in those last 3 games, so they lost and, of course, didn't cover in those games. For the Blazers here, they've actually lost 5. They're on a losing streak. They're on a big-time losing streak, it feels like right now, and they're not covering spreads either. They failed to cover the spread in 4 straight here they're actually favored in the game against the Nets. Remember that bizarre finish. But Portland has gone over in 9 of their last 11 games at home right now. They're 13-7 to the over at home. Chicago are 3-9 to the under as a favorite, but they do trend a little bit over on the road. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under here. This one's getting away. I think I know where I'm going. Let's go to the chat, though, and see what you guys have in this one with the Bulls and the Trailblazers. Chicago's not a good favorite, that's for sure, but in Portland here, let's see, they're on a back-to-back after getting blown out yesterday. All right, give it to me, chat. Let's see what you have in this one. Oh, Thomas says the Brooklyn Nets were a consensus play back there. Let me get that in the screen there. Brooklyn going against me, huh, chat? All right. Look, I'm definitely a bow to the chat when you guys have beaten me on the heads up matchups there. And look, I try not to go heads up with the chat. That's why I try not to say my pick too early. But I will say this: the last several games, I think maybe the chat got one on me, but I think I've been getting the better of it of late, for sure. For maybe a week or so right now. I mean, it only happens once every couple of days, so. But I know I've been getting them here a little bit. All right. Jermaine here giving out the stats. Ziggy's on the Bulls here. In this one, Elliot says that the Blazers can't cover this big of a number here. Thomas is on the Bulls. Zach LaVine over for Rich. And Curtis liking the Bulls as well here today. Philly Eagle Flyer says Real Madrid's already trailing. Robert's on the Bulls. Rich is on the Bulls and under. A lot of Bulls here. Bulls first half for Tex. Bulls and under for Speeceful Looter. That's a lot of Bulls. Bill Eagle Flyer says that those we're waiting on those 3 hostages to be released here. Says they have now. I'm going to just take a peek at the coverage here real quick. See if they're showing it to me there. Thank you for that information. I see the helicopters there. And I've been watching that coverage tonight. It's going to take a while, though, to get all of the exchanges going. However, it's going to work out there with the thank you, Philly Eagle Flyer, for that, though. Definitely a big news story here. All right, I'm going to take the Bulls as well. You guys are on the Bulls. I'm on the Bulls. It sounds pretty good. And with this rising spread, feels a little bit tricky here, certainly. We know the Blazers have been pretty bad. Bulls aren't great. We know that. But Blazers are 20-17 as an underdog against the spread. So maybe that might be the best trend that they have. Uh-oh. Thomas says that's the number 4 consensus. Wow. 4 out of 5 games we have a consensus play. Well, so far we've got the Bucks, the Nets, the Bulls, and what was the other one? What was the other one, Thomas? Oh, the football game. Football game.
Steam play.
Got a steam play here coming in. The football play was the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. Steam play here coming in right now in the NBA. It's a game we already previewed, and I did mention that I'm on the under in the Spurs Heat game, and here comes the steam right now on that under. It was 219 and a half or so, and we're seeing down to 219 here at Bovada right now. They're reporting it as under steam. I don't know if it's quite moving yet. Maybe we're ahead of the move here, so maybe it will move lower here to maybe 218 or so. All right, so Thomas says it. I'll just have to stick with the Bulls here. I might have pivoted to the total, but I like the total, and I'll probably use it as a premium here today. So I'll stick with the Bulls with you guys, and we'll just roll another consensus play here in the NBA. Next up is, there it is, the Lakers and the Clippers here in this one, and both teams come in on a little bit of a winning streak. This is the first meeting of the year between the Clippers and the Lakers. I was wondering if these two teams were ever going to meet as we play here tonight at the Intuit Dome. We saw last night the venue for UFC 311, and they'll turn it around tonight with some basketball here on that great wall. I don't know if you noticed that the Clipper Arena, they do have one end of the seats is like just a wall of fans that kind of sit down on you, and the other end is a little bit different. I think it's kind of a concert style setup too with the seating there, but it does make for a little bit of intimidating factor for I don't know, for maybe for the fans watching the game. But I see Nottingham Forest adding another goal here. They are just going off on Southampton here, 4-1. Wow, Brighton over Man U 2-1. But Nottingham Forest just playing great. All right, Lakers and Clippers tonight at the Intuit Dome. A little bit of steam coming in here right now in college basketball, I'll mention, with Nebraska and Maryland. Steam to the under here. It was 149. We're down to 148 right now. Maybe even going a little bit lower. I bet online it's 148 just to the under. And at Circa, it's 147.5. Nebraska and Maryland steam to the under here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, Clippers and Lakers here in this one. Look, the one thing I look at, the Clippers have won 14 of their last 16 home games right now, playing absolutely terrific at home here after a kind of a slow start. Clippers have covered the spread in 12 of the last 16 meetings against the Lakers. This is the first time, obviously, they'll ever meet in this arena. Remember, they shared the arena, the Staples Center, for many years. Clippers fighting the yawns here, you guys. Clippers have gone under in 3 straight games overall. Here's a little move here in college basketball, real quick. Steam to the under. Tulane and Temple. It was 150. We're down to 149 here. Tulane and Temple taking some under steam here this morning on the Morning Steam Show. All right. See what you got here with the Clippers and the Lakers. I don't know if I covered it too good here so far. Lakers have covered 4 of their last 5 games on the road, but they are just 8-11 against the spread on the road. I don't know how much you want to call it on the road when you just have to go from downtown to Inglewood, but still technically a road game here, I guess. Lakers have gone under in 9 of their last 13 games on the road. The Clippers are a big time under. We know that. 14-25 to the under this season. And Clippers here favored by 3.5, now 4. And the total is down to 214 here in this one. So maybe we can update it a little bit. Clippers -4, and we'll put 214 as the line. That seems pretty accurate here. We're going to see what's up with LeBron. I would expect him. Expect him to be in there, but maybe he could rest here today in this one. AD is questionable. Hayes is questionable for the Lakers. DFS is probable. For the Clippers, you've got Zubac is questionable. Norm Powell questionable as well. Dunn is questionable. So do have some injuries here for the Clippers as well. All right. I think the Clippers look 13-4 against the spread as a favorite right now. That's kind of their specialty here, it feels like. I'll go to the chat and see what you guys have. But here's Robert on the under. Elliot's on the Clippers. You guys got some good soccer action. Philly Eagle Flyer and Fernando, thank you. All right. Not much from you guys in this one. I'll take the Clippers here in this game, -4. I'll lay it against the Lakers here tonight. Wizards and Kings. Now we've got another massive spread here with the Kings favored by 16.5. Call it 17.5 now, it feels like, with the Kings. A massive favorite here. The total 235 now in this one. So you got the Wizards here. Hit and miss, right? Sometimes they will get the number, and when they do get the number, it's not always close. They usually kind of fight back at the end and kind of cover. I don't know if it's a backdoor, I guess. Guess it kind of is, but that's the way they seem to play it, right? They fall behind, and then the other team has to put in some reserves, and then the Wizards come back and cover the number. This is kind of what's happened the last 3 games. The Wizards are actually covered 3 straight games here right now as big underdogs. They covered against Minnesota. They were getting 14.5 points. They lost by 14. They covered against Phoenix. They had to come back and do it. They fell behind by as many as, 17, 18. I was watching it because I had the Wizards. They came back and covered, lost by 7 as an 11-point dog. And against the Warriors, they lost by 8 as a 13.5-point dog. So it seems like they eventually get there in some of these games. The Kings here come in off of a win against Houston. They might have pushed the spread in that one. They were a 5-point favorite. 132-127 was the final. Kings are playing great basketball here for Doug Christie of late since he took over. So, oh man, this is a big number. The Kings are never favored by this much. How far back do you have to go? I would think this would be a first in quite a while. The Kings favored by this much. Washington's gone over in 4 of their last 5. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, but it's still 235 here right now. So let's take a look and see what you might have in this one. Brogdon questionable here for the Wizards. The Kings are pretty clean here. Keon Ellis questionable. Carter, doubtful. And we'll go to the chat. That's going to do it for the NBA, but see what you guys have maybe in this one with Tom did take the Clippers in that other one. So did Ziggy. So you guys are with me there. Elliot was on the Clippers too. Did I miss some of those plays? I think we showed Elliot. Okay. Tom's on the Wizards to start us off here. Ziggy's on the Wizards as well. Abel's on the Wizards. Thomas is on the Wizards. Man, are the Wizards going to be a consensus play here? All right. Phil Eagle Flyer finished that backyard ice rink for that, hockey game. I'd love to play that. I'd love to play hockey on a backyard rink with Phil Eagle Flyer. Robert's on the over here. Jermaine says go back to Bibby and Weber. Bibby is actually on the, announcing team in the studio on the Sacramento broadcast. Hey, sports betting Patrick is here talking about been around. Here's the thing. I mean, sports betting Patrick, he's been around for three. Wasn't always sports betting Patrick, I don't think, because I don't remember that far back. But I'm pretty sure sports betting Patrick is a day oneer. Whether or not he was sports betting Patrick, let me know. Let me know what some of the other names you've used sports betting Patrick that I might remember back in the day, but definitely a day oneer. Definitely. Rich is on sack and the under here. But Thomas says right there, consensus play in this one with the Wizards. Wow. Can you believe it? Going with that plus, look, there's no doubt. Like I said, last 3 games here, they've covered the number despite kind of getting blown out, right? So what are you going to do? All right. If you guys are on the consensus play now, I guess I can pivot. It feels like to the total maybe in this one, right? So give me the under here as my play with Sacramento and Washington. I'll take the total. You guys are on the Wizards today. I don't know. I don't know. Even I'm scared to take it in that one. All right. Let's see here. Got to talk about this comment here, right? With Tex. Gonna go with the Kings after the Poole versus Draymond. Draymond's sorry, you guys. If you guys were following that on social media there yesterday, I was kind of following it there. A little bit of social media drama. What am I going to do, though, without TikTok, you guys? Thankfully, it's only going to be a couple of days because, I don't do any TikTok videos. I've been thinking about becoming a TikTok handicapper. I mean, granted, I've got this awesome platform that Mikey Money lets me come on here. I go on these other channels. I love talking sports on YouTube, but I was just about to convert myself into being a TikTok handicapper, and then they pulled the plug yesterday and said, no more TikTok last night. It's only been about 6 hours, no more TikTok. And if they bring it back, I promise I'm going to be a TikTok handicapper moving. I'll still do these shows on YouTube, but everybody told me to be a TikTok handicapper. And what about those great stories? You see on the 85-year-old delivery driver getting that money from people who love him on TikTok. I mean, TikTok's, who cares if China's got, I want China to have my info, okay? That way I can get good offers on Temu goods, right? I mean, they know what I'm already buying anyways, so all right, guys. All right. And let's see here. All right, I'm a TikTok handicapper. I want to be a TikTok handicapper. I heard those are the ones. I come in here, not everyone, but some of you guys, I know who you are, teasing Ramon a little bit, says, he's selling those picks for 50 cents. We can't afford it or whatever. But those TikTok handicappers, they make a lot of social betting influencers. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here, selling my picks for 50 cents a day here. I mean, it's not paying the bills necessarily, but it does pay for some of the services that we have here that we help pass along to you. So, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, I'm going to TikTok. All right. That's it in this one. I'll take the under in the Wizards and the Kings. Here, your TikTok capper. All right, let's go to hockey right now. We'll kind of speed up the show, get it over with today. Just try to keep it within 2 hours here on a Sunday with NFL Sunday, and tomorrow the big game in college football. Man, all right, just 3 games on the ice tonight, so we could take care of this relatively quickly with the Senators taking on the Devils here in this one. You got the Rangers, sorry, Senators. No, it is the Devils. I know that. It's the Devils with Markstrom. Yeah, of course. It is the Senators and the Devils. The Devils are the favorite for here. $1.90. The total 5.5 over at minus 120. Coming to this one, I am expecting Anton Forsberg and Jacob Markstrom in goal here. Markstrom, right now, the best in the league, it feels like, with his 21-8 record and 2.2 goals against right now, and 91.5% save percentage. Feels like Markstrom, one of the best here, but Ottawa's been just a stunner here as well this season, right? Look, the two teams have almost similar records. Devils 26-16-6, Ottawa 23-18-4. The Senators have done a great job this season as one of the surprise teams of the league, no doubt about it. They were improving, but and again, they're just they're over 500, but that's pretty good. So, see what you guys might have in this one between the Senators and the Devils here. New Jersey, let's see, they played yesterday, right? Everybody played yesterday. New Jersey comes in here following that game yesterday against the Flyers. There you go. You guys had that one, by the way. Team Steam Consensus did have the over in that game, but it was the Flyers that got the win over New Jersey. New Jersey's actually lost 3 in a row here right now, and they've been failing to cover puck lines left and right here of late. It's been Ottawa that's been the better team of late. They were on a winning streak and they lost to Washington, but then they came back and won against Boston yesterday on the road. Or no, Ottawa was at home and got that win. They're on the road now, but we did have Ottawa yesterday as our play here on the Morning Steam show. And why wouldn't Ottawa hang in there today? It feels like New Jersey has failed to cover the puck line in 10 straight games right now, and most of those were as a favorite here of late, the way they're playing. So opponents just hang in there, keep hanging in there, and you got a team like Ottawa that's been pretty good, 12-8 against the puck line as an underdog. New Jersey just 15-26 as a puck line favorite here. So I'm going to take the Ottawa Senators on the puck line. Now, I know it's minus $1.65 or so, but when you have New Jersey at minus $1.90 and they're not covering any puck lines, I'm just going to side with Ottawa here to stay in this game for sure. It's $1.85, $1.90 everywhere you look. Total 5.5 over 20, maybe 5.5 over 15, but we know, right, with these two teams, you got to be thinking under. Yes, Ottawa's had a couple of overs of late for sure. They went over against Boston yesterday. That one was 6-5, that wild game yesterday. But before that, it was a bunch of unders. They were on a little bit of over streak before that, but I just say because I think they're like 6-4 the over in their last 10, but most of those were at home. Here on the road, they're 6-16 to the under, 5-14 to the under as a dog. New Jersey 8-14 to the under at home, 13-27 to the under as a dog as a favorite, and they've gone under right now in 8 of their last 10. So, you know where I'm headed probably with this one, but I'll take the Senators on the puck line in this one. And let's see what we got. AOD suggests that maybe I do OnlyFans. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I do Fansly. I think the engagement there is a little bit more private there. So, all right, Textiles and we're going to do our own TikTok. Can we do like a TikTok, like two people together text, like you and me sharing a TikTok screen? I watch TikTok. I have TikTok, but I don't post on TikTok. I'm like a TikTok lurker. All right, Devils in regulation here. And yeah, see, Tex is right. Only fans that's old. You know, you got to go to some of the new types of adult. I'm not an expert. Okay, I just play one on YouTube. Ziggy's got the Devils though here. Tom likes the Senators, and maybe with a bod like mine, we could have our own. Tex and I can do well-built men doing walking bets like Taylor Mathis. All right. Abel's on the Senators. Tom's on the Senators. Robert's going over Spoon's Bets, another great social media capper here. Look at Cagliari's lighting it up on Lecce here, 4-1. They took down that Nottingham goal, I guess. Brighton 3-1. And here's Tex. He likes the Senators. Just take them to win. All right. And Todd says they're going to turn it around here a little bit. Devils will turn around here today and smoke the Senators. Wine time's just in time for our adult content picks that are coming out. All right. Don't tell Wine Time's wife, though. All right. Good morning to T. Moss. And we'll figure it out, Tex. We'll have a TikTok show, maybe. All right, I'm not fooling around here. No, it's not enough fooling around. Let's keep fooling around, but I'll take Ottawa here in this one. We're having a fun morning here for sure on Sunday. Let's go with the Rangers. What happened to my Canadiens last night? Man, what an embarrassment here. They were actually looking pretty good for the first part of the game, for the first few minutes or something. But hey, we did have the over in that game. But, as Team Steam consensus, I actually did not ride with you guys in that game. I wasn't questioning whether the Canadiens could get it done. They're obviously playing well, but they got blitzed by the Maple Leafs 6-3. I had the under as my pick on the show yesterday. Team Steam consensus was on Montreal. That one, I'm not saying that while I did tease the chat about me winning the matchups, that wasn't one. I didn't proclaim any. I didn't bet it yesterday. I just took the total, but I wasn't fading the chat. Just to let you guys know when I was saying, hey, I beat the chat or I beat the consensus. We're upfront. We're transparent. If I end up on the other side, I love singing the praises of the chat if you guys beat me. I don't mind that at all. So, all right. This does seem like pretty fascinating video coverage here of this hostage release, actually. I don't know if it's a celebratory here, but really interesting video. I got to keep my eyes off of that. I should probably leave that screen here. All right, take a look here. The Rangers coming in with a 2-game winning streak right now. They also, of course, yesterday, Rangers in that game against Columbus there. It was Rangers winning that game 1-0 in a shootout. Yesterday, we did have Columbus as our pick on the puck line yesterday. I guess they did get it done in the end. So, see what you guys have in this one. You got New York, here a slight favorite. Quick is in goal. Kelly B said Quick's going for a milestone victory, I believe she said here in this one. I think she said take him because of that. And I do like the Rangers actually in this game, even over my Canadiens here today. Maybe I said it too early here, but uh, nonetheless, let's see what you guys have in this one with Montreal and the Rangers. I guess I'm already committed to it, and I like the Rangers. In this game. Rangers have been 6-1 on the puck line in their last 7 games overall. Although several of those were an underdog here, with their struggles a little bit, they've been an underdog in some games. Montreal still 13-2 on the puck line in their last 15 games, and they are the dog here. And that taking that goal and a half is going to be pretty pricey, no doubt about it. And as far as the total is concerned, this series has gone over in 5 straight meetings between these two teams. Yeah, maybe these two teams trend under for the most part, but the series is over in 5 straight between the two teams. So see what you have here. Dobbs is questionable here for Montreal. It's been terrific. 4-0 with a 0.98 goals against average so far for Dobbs. Here, I think they told me I was pronouncing it wrong, but I think I have not been pronouncing it correct. I'll do better work on him, especially if he's going to be this good. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in the matchups today. And Johnny said Montreal cost him in that one. Andrew said, you know what? The Canadiens showed that they're not totally unbeatable here right now. It's been a good run, but they still have just won 2 of their last 4, I guess, the way I could put it. I'm on the Rangers here. Tom's on the Canadiens plus a goal and a half, but man, what is it? Minus 250 or so today on that puck line, but that's okay. Tottenham's got a goal. All right. Right, Johnny? Rangers and under for Rich. Textiles on the Rangers. Abel's on the Rangers. Thomas says Rangers are consensus. Someone's going to get a 6-teamer here tonight, maybe more here. So, all right, Matt showed up. He's got his Eagle play in there. Thank you for that one. Let's go to the last hockey game of the night. Then we'll run through a couple of college basketball on a short card, but some good games, especially in the Big Ten. Detroit and Dallas is our final game here with Dallas 28-16-1, Detroit 21-20-4. Coming into this one, Dallas, they have won 11 straight games against Detroit at home. Now, these two teams don't play but once a year in each city, but nonetheless, it's been dominance by Dallas for sure. Detroit, they're actually not playing well on the back-to-backs, having failed to cover the puck line in 6 straight back-to-back games. Dallas has gone under in 7 of their last 8 back-to-backs here right now. So we'll see tonight what you have in this one. I'm expecting Husso, and in fact, I'm expecting Alex Lyon here. Actually, he's been confirmed as the goalie here today. Just a little short while ago, he will get the start here in this one, according to the beat writer. Let me fix that. There we go. So Ottinger, he's right up there with Markstrom as one of the best goalies in the league here this season, but Dallas has lost 2 straight games now after losing to Colorado last night, 6-3, and then to Montreal before that. Detroit, of course, got blown out at Tampa Bay 5-1. So I'm going to take the Stars on the puck line here in this one. I'll lay it tonight and take Dallas. Detroit has covered 8 of their last 10 puck lines. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but we know Dallas is still hardcore under right now. 6-16 to the under at home, 9-25 to the under as a favorite. Detroit 13-17 to the under as an underdog. They have had a few overs of late, have the Red Wings. In fact, They had gone over in 4 straight before last night's game, but they still trend under for the most part. So go ahead and chat. Let's see what you got, and then we'll move on to some basketball here. Going to take a look here at Rich Stubbs on Dallas. Ziggy's on Stars as well on the puck line. Johnny says get that price down by taking them in regulation. Todd says Stars early and often get their team total over. And Abel does like the Red Wings here. All right. I'll take the Stars on the puck line. Thank you guys, for your picks here. Thank you, Ziggy. You have a great day. Thank you for hanging out with us, Ziggy. I know you don't always have time to visit us, but we follow your plays every day. Look, the one thing about Ziggy, and I even saw a top handicapper kind of crack on Ziggy the other day, but what he forgets is Ziggy gets his lines early. Ziggy posts early, he gets good lines. And the one top handicapper was like, oh, you have an old line there. Yeah, but Ziggy sent the thing out, 8 hours ago when the line was that. So Ziggy does his work, he does good work, and he sends his picks out there every day on X. And the most important thing that you can do that Ziggy does that is so impressive to me is the consistency of putting his plays out there every day. Everyone says they're going to do, picks, whether it be on a website, on a show. Same with me, right? The Mornings Team. You know how long I've been trying to do the Mornings Team show before I actually got up I don't want to say courage to do it. I guess it is, but because I'd been doing ever since the YouTube, I do my local coverage. I'd been doing video kind of when we all learned the technology and stuff to do it like this. Maybe not way back when just certain people were doing it, but since it became that anybody could do it, right? And even I had didn't have the courage necessarily to get up there every day until I kind of hooked up with Tony. I was trying to find the source. Here's the thing. I don't want to go out there. I don't know. I don't know if it's arrogance or stubbornness or what. I don't want to do a video that only 5 people watch. Maybe that's me, whatever. I'm very fortunate to have 100 of you in here right now, but Ziggy does it every day, and he puts those plays out there. And some big-time handicappers like, oh, you got a good line there, beating the line by 3 points. That's because Ziggy did the work, and he put it's not look, I try to give the toughest line. I think Ziggy does too, but the line was what it was at the time. So, all right, here's one more play from Tom. Thanks, Ziggy. Good luck. Let's go to college basketball today and take a look at some great games here with Nebraska and Maryland. We'll start it off here, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So we got a little basketball to watch before we get into that football action today. And I guess the best games are going to be here in the Big Ten for the most part. You got Maryland coming in here, a 10-point favorite, total 149 in this one. Let me call up my notes here on this. All right. And Nebraska comes in here with a 3-game losing streak in this one. But, man, this one could be getting down and dirty, it feels like, according to the Steam. But I don't know if I saw it that way. I think a lot of talking heads today are talking about this one could be kind of stuck in the mud a little bit, if you will, and maybe a tough game considering what we've seen from these teams. You got Nebraska just 2-4 in conference right now. Maryland 3-4, but probably still could get both these teams in the tournament. Nebraska's 12-5 right now. They're probably in the top 50 here right now. So it may be close for them come tournament time, but Maryland definitely is looking better. They're probably in the top 25 or so here right now. They're not ranked currently in the top 25, but I think if you look at the KenPom, I think they're in the top 25. So depend, I look at, believe me, I refer to KenPom because so many people use it, right? It's such a nice, neat service with all the scoring. But I also follow the Massey ratings. I follow the Sagarin ratings, as part of mine. I have my own, and I kind of combine them all together, and those are the numbers that I kind of use for my basis. I want to know what other ratings have, because you can't be stubborn, right? That's how I end up on so many plays. I mean, if it's just off by a few, I'm going to play it.
Final.
All right, here we go. Nebraska and Maryland. Nebraska with losses to Rutgers, Purdue, and Iowa. Here of late, they lost to Purdue by 36 points. The other ones were a little bit closer. They lost that Rutgers game by 3 points. So Huskers on the road, 2-3 in their true road games. They did win at Hawaii as one of their road games. So give them some bonus points for that. But in conference so far, 0-3 against the spread on the road. Maryland has won 6 of the 7 meetings between the two teams, 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams coming in here right now, including 5 straight at home here for Maryland, just straight up wins anyway. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Nebraska has gone over in 11 of their last 16 games on the road, dating back to last season. And Maryland is 12-6 to the over already, 10-6 to the over as a favorite. I like the over in this one. I've already seen some videos, some guys that, they look like me, but they're doing videos on YouTube, and there's been a lot of talk about the under in this game. I'm not going to be a part of that. I've got to go over in this one at 140. In fact, the Steam took this one down, so I'm actually getting a little bit better of a price here at 147.5, 148 maybe. I'm going over in this one. And yesterday, college basketball definitely was a mixed bag. I went 6-3 on my early card, but then 3-4 on my late card for a 9-7 day with my picks over at Winnable. So you're going to get that kind of volume from me. They say 16 bets. There were 146 games. You're lucky I didn't put more in there. Maybe I should have, given some of the results I had. But again, in a game kind of like this, these totals, this has been my specialty, and that's kind of where I clicked there again yesterday. But like I said, mixed results. All right, see if you guys have a comment here on this one. We've got Old D likes Nebraska here. Andrew says, not on the road, not for me. Rich will take him, though, against the spread. Great comments here from you guys today. And yeah, Peaceful Looter says that Maryland, watching them is uncomfortable, I think is what he's saying. Matt D says he wants to take the Commanders right now to win it all after what he saw. And right, Andrew? Yeah. Look, some bets may be that low when you're talking about some of these like extra games. Like, I will have a couple thousand, I'm betting pretty big as far as the amount that I have on a single card. But when you're talking about a game between, what would be good? Alcorn and Alabama A&M, and I got no side, no total, and I'm like, it's the only game on a Friday, and I don't even have a pick. Probably still going to have to put $5 on it somewhere. You're right, Andrew. I can't sit there and handicap a game, and it ends up with a 2-point difference, and I don't have a bet, and I'm like, I've spent 5 minutes on this game. I'm going to put at least $5 or $10 on it, even if it's the worst game on the board. It's like Chicago State and somebody, right? All right. That's great, Andrew. Thank you. Making me laugh there. Spend 5 minutes handicapping Chicago State. I'm damn going to put $5 or $10 on it. All right. Let's go to the next one here in the Big Ten with Illinois and Michigan State. Why would I even spend 5 minutes on a Chicago State handicap? I think they've actually made a premium card once or twice this year, probably a total though. Michigan State comes in here on a winning streak right now. Illinois comes in off of a win, but remember they did taste defeat against USC. They looked a little bit vulnerable. It's Michigan State that's ranked 12th right now with their hot streak, and Illinois is currently ranked 19th. Could you almost say that Illinois is starting to, falter a little bit or not live up to their expectations of the hot start kind of that they got off to a little bit? They still are rolling here a little bit in the Big Ten, so we'll still, consider them a pretty strong team here for sure. They're 5-2 in the Big Ten. Michigan State, I think they're I'll say they're 3-1, maybe they're 4-1. I'm not going to look it up right now. No, they're 14-3, looking pretty good here at their winning streak. Penn State, Northwestern, Washington, OSU right now. That's 4 wins right there, right? So I think they're 4-1 in conference play. They've won 10 straight overall right now. They are 6-0 straight up and 5-1 against the spread in their Big Ten games. Maybe they're 5-1 in conference here. Just going off the top of my head, actually, in the standings right now, but we know they're right up there certainly, and they've been playing well against top level competition. Illinois has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams overall. I'm showing the line here at 3, and the total has gone up for sure on that steam to 158, maybe even 158.5. here right now, but the spread has gone down here, kind of based on that widely reported steam. Or no, I'm sorry, the steam was on the side. So, all right, see what you have here. Another Big Ten good one here with Illinois and Michigan State. Michigan State's covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here at home, in addition to winning. Illinois has won 4 out of the last 5, I said, but Michigan State's covered 5 of the last 6 at home.
Final.
Illinois has gone over in 5 of their 6 games on the road, but Michigan State's 4-9 to the under at home. All right, let me see what you guys have, if anything. This one feels like a tough one, actually, so I'm going to go to the chat first. All right, with Rich likes Illinois on the money line. Abel's on the Spartans. Thomas is on Illinois here. And Spoon Bet says he does like the under here in this game. Yeah, you know what? I might not mind that. Like I said, the steam came in on the over here in this one, but you know what? I'm going to take Illinois to win this. I'm going to take them plus the points. I maybe even sprinkle the money line. I'm going to take Illinois in this matchup. I know that Michigan State's been hotter. Illinois maybe on the road, maybe a little bit tougher. I'm going to take the Illini actually.
Final.
So is Thomas. That makes me feel better. All right. Old E says, here came the money on Michigan State. Johnny's on Illinois with me. All right. I think that's it for this one, you guys. Good job there. Let's keep it moving. I think I'm looking at nearly every game. We'll just whip through them, though, real quick. Tulane and Temple. Here you got Temple, 11-6. Tulane is 10-8. Coming into this one, Tulane, I think I got them 4-1 in conference play. Temple 3-1 right now. Temple's won 6 of their last 8 games coming in so far. Tulane hasn't been too great against these type of. It depends where you have Temple, but I certainly haven't been the top 125 or 150 or so. And Tulane's just 1-3 so far against top 125 teams. They're not very good at winning close games either. Tulane has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. The Owls did upset Memphis back on Thursday to win for the second straight game. They also beat Rice 73-70 before that on the road. So they did lose to ECU, but covered the spread as a dog. So I'm going to take Tulane in this one. The steam came in on the under. It's not 150, I don't think, anymore. It's I'm seeing 147 juice to the over at Bet Online, but Circa's still hanging on to 149. Let's call it 148. We'll split the difference here. The spread's definitely gone down to 3.5. So I'm not getting the best of the number, but I will take Tulane here in this one. Nunya's got, hi Nunya, you got to pump it up. You got to pump it up. Everton over Tottenham, 3-2. Spoons Bets is on Temple. I like that. Thank you to Sir Mackey as always. We got a super sticker there. Thank you for supporting our channel. And that's right, Alvin. I guess if you win the right amount of game, All right, yeah, my unit, you know me. I think I've been clear. It's 20, quarter unit, half unit, 3/4, 1 unit. You're never going to see me bounce up from a 1 unit to a 10 unit, right? If the next step after 1 unit is 1.25 pretty much, and then 1.5. That's just the way it is. It's never going to be so out of whack that I need to win, 10 small bets to make up for one big one. That's just not the way I operate. The standard handicap game, if it's not a special game, is going to be a quarter. And then if it's a little bit stronger, it's going to be a half. If it's a little bit stronger, it's going to be 3/4. If it's a little bit stronger, if it's a bigger game, right, it would be up to 1. If it's a big NFL play, it might be 1.5. If it's a Super Bowl, it might be 2. It might be 2 or 0.5. But, it's never going to be. The sports is just too random, there's just too many variables, right? That's why I can't figure, I know I do things differently, but that's why I love talking every game with you guys here. All right. Thank you, Peaceful Looter there. Nunya says he's easy like Sunday morning. Oh. All right. Johnny's on Temple. I'm a big Commodores fan. Tulane to smoke Temple. Nasty Nate says, what'd we do in that? I went over, Nate. I went over in the Maryland game. I'm a big brick house, brick house. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I think that's going to do it on that one. Let's keep it going. The show's almost over. Here's Northwestern taking on Michigan here. Northwestern 11-8. Michigan comes in 13-4. Michigan going to be a big favorite here, of course. Call it 10. Total 146 or so right now in this one, with Michigan coming in. They had their winning streak snapped last time by Minnesota in that upset there. That big 3-point shot there from 40 feet or so that got the win for Minnesota and stunned the Wolverines. Northwestern comes in off of that win over Maryland on Saturday as a 2-point dog. They won by 2. And let's see if you guys have anything here. Northwestern comes in 2-4 in conference. Michigan is 5-1 currently. Pardon me, you guys. I ordered in last night. I ordered delivery, and it was a late night. I better end this show. Might be getting the hiccups here now. Michigan has won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. The Wolverines are 2-0 straight up, but 1-1 against the spread at home in conference so far right now. Northwestern 0-3 straight up, but 2-1 in conference on the Big Ten road here in this one. So see what you guys have with these two today. With Michigan and Northwestern, 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over here. And let's see what you guys might have. Sir Mackey giving us a look. Thank you, Sir Mackey. Yeah, I did skip a couple games here. Anything with Green Bay probably going to get skipped right now. They're such a joke, right? There. But all right. And let's see here. Thomas did also go Youngstown there. Cool, you guys. Thank you for that. Youngstown been a pretty. Green Bay's just been awful. We know that. Michigan just might pound them. You know what, Andrew? You might be right. Thomas is on Michigan. Michigan blowout. This one is a looks like consensus coming in because I'm going to go with Michigan too. Believe it or not, I'm going to lay 10 points. And you guys probably thought I was going to be Northwestern. All right, good point by Spoons though there. Nunya says this looks like an easy over to me. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty popular play, Nunya. I've already seen handicappers kind of going over for sure here, and maybe I will too. Maybe I will go premium in that one. Northwestern for Old E. Thomas says that we got a 7-teamer tonight. 7-teamer here. I'm already on them too, so I won't pivot to the total. I already said Michigan, and you guys are on Michigan as well. All right, let me cruise. Want to get out of here. You guys have been here 2 hours. How about LaSalle and UMass in this one? You've got UMass here favored by 2.5. The total 158.5 here. This one's definitely moved higher with this total. Wow, big total here with LaSalle and UMass. 9 of the last 10 meetings have gone over between these two teams. Not only that, these teams are pretty strong to the over for sure. A combined 21-12 to the over. UMass is 7-2 to the over as a favorite. This one feels like it's going to go through the roof, actually. 4 of the last 5 meetings here at UMass has gone over. UMass has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here at home right now. So see what you guys do here in this one with that total kind of moving up for sure here in this one, but we'll get your play. Maybe you're interested in this one. LaSalle on the road at UMass here. I'm going to take LaSalle. I might be saving the total. I might not. Now maybe I should have went with the total with that move up. If I was looking over, it just feels scary now, even with just a 2.5 point move, but a high total. These two teams definitely go over, but it does look like there's some buyback a little bit in the total. Let's see if you guys have anything here. Is Rich on LaSalle? Nunya says Massachusetts. No way they should be favored. I agree, Nunya. I'm on LaSalle. Here in this one. UMass, they did beat Fordham 120-118. Was that triple overtime game the other night? But they lost to Mason. No problem there. And they did beat Dayton, lost to Richmond, lost to St. Joe's. Spoon's Bet says you got Fran doing a great job here, and he's definitely had the series. Okay, I'll take LaSalle with you guys, with a couple of you in here. All right, a couple more here. Memphis and Charlotte here tonight. Charlotte just 7-11, hasn't been a good year. Memphis 13-4. Charlotte's on a losing streak pretty much right now. Lost to Wichita, lost to Tulsa, lost to FAU, lost to Rice, and also lost to Tulane here as part of their. They did cover last time out against Wichita, which they hadn't even been covering any of these games. Meanwhile, for Memphis, they were on a winning streak until they lost to Temple, 88-81 as a 7-point favorite, a little bit of an upset last time out. They've actually kind of been tailing down here a little bit of late, not playing quite as well here of late over the last few games coming in, but does seem like they're probably much the best in this series, in this matchup. Now, Charlotte actually has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here at Charlotte, but Memphis has won 4 of the last 5 overall and covered 4 of the last 5 meetings overall. So I'm going to take Memphis to roll these guys today. They're nothing special. They are 6-3 against the spread on the road, Memphis, and Charlotte's 3-7 against the spread at home. So maybe there is a little bit of something to that. These two teams have already played their first meeting of the season, It was 76-52. Memphis got the win and cover at home as a 6.5-point favorite. Now they're favored by 12.5 here on the road. So that's a pretty big number. I'll just take it as my free play, but I'm going to take Memphis here on the show
Final.
as my play. All right. Rich is on Memphis, and there's sports money. Sports money is money. Thank you, Mikey. Great job last night by you and the guys. Even though I don't know if Mikey ever returned to the broadcast last night for the main card. I was watching some other games. I had but once Mikey left, I'd stop watching. No, Robert's going under here. And I'll just take Memphis here as my play. I certainly would have been on them at single digits, but even I was a little bit stunned by this number. But Memphis is top 20 team here for sure, playing well. One more, TCU and Baylor. Here in this one, you got Baylor favorite here by 12.5. The total 136.5 here right now, with Baylor coming in 11-5, 3-2 in conference play here right now. They're also 2-0 against the spread in conference at home so far this season for TCU. They're 2-3 in conference play, 9-7 overall coming into this one. Baylor ranked 25th here right now. TCU just 3-7 straight up against top 100 teams here. I'm going to end up on the under in this game with TCU and Baylor. TCU's 5-10 to the under so far this season. Baylor definitely trends over right now so far this season, and TCU actually has had a few overs here. Let me see, of late, even though they trend under. Let me see. On the road, they've been trending over. Their last 3 at home have definitely gone under. So, all right, Baylor comes in off that loss on to Arizona. They actually come in with rest here. They did not play, I don't believe, on Saturday of this week. And actually, TCU hasn't played since, I think, last Wednesday. So both teams come in pretty rested here. TCU has covered 4 of the last 6 trips here into Waco, but Baylor's won 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams here in Waco. So Baylor has won 5 straight at home here. I'm going to go under 130. It's actually 136.5. 136. I'll call it 136 here, and take my play on the under. Some of these TCU games have been a little bit high scoring. I'm going to need Baylor to crack down on them and keep them low here, as they have most of the season, these TCU games. Thank you, everybody, very, very much. Let's see what we got here from you guys. There's Mike. What's he saying? Mikey said he faded Talbot, and maybe that was about it for him. The one thing I said about Talbot in the chat, though, was this guy shaved all of his hair off. He aged about 10 years in 6 months, and he looked like it in that fight. Cash Kane on Baylor. He says TCU's awful. Abel on Baylor. Thanks a lot, you guys, for joining me here on the show, and good luck to Stop Geo. We won't stop. Nice to see you again. And Joe W. saying hi. Robert's got TCU. That's it for the show, you guys. Thanks a lot. All right. Let's do the drawing, and then we'll get on out of here. Appreciate everyone. Comment right now in the chat if you want this 7-teamer today with our consensus parlay. See if we can finally win again. 7 teams is hard, but wouldn't that be a nice little payday here? Let's roll with it and see who wins today. Fernando, Elliott, Wine Time, AOD, We Won't Stop, R. Thompson, Smoking Mirrors, Johnny Walker, Donut, Nasty Nate, and AOD wins again. AOD wins again. I want AOD to win this today. 7-teamer. Let's go, AOD. Thank you so much for all of your contributions, and everyone in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There is AOD. His parlay Eagles, Bucks, Nets, Bulls, Wizards, Rangers, Michigan. Come on, man. Let's put that in. Noli, hello. Nice to see you. Making unders great again. Mugga. Thanks, everybody. That's it for the morning steam. I'll catch you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here. And Mikey's in the chat. I was going to kill. I don't know if we have any companion coverage for. I know we do tomorrow, right, Mike? If you're in there, help me out on this. I want to make sure we get the info to everybody. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the show. Have a great day. Good luck in your football picks. Monday night. Thank you, Mikey. We will be there for the national championship game on Monday night. Thank you, Mike. So please join us that time. Also, pre-gaming leading right into that. So it's going to be great coverage here for our national championship game tomorrow night with Notre Dame and Ohio State. That's going to do it. We'll check you out tomorrow for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.